What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Sunday, March 16th, 2025, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 16:15 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East and from Europe and Asia. But before I get into that news, I want to just quickly mention that right now we have a strong line of thunderstorms and tornadoes moving through Pennsylvania and upstate New York. I actually just lost power here in my area, and there were several tornadoes that passed by very close to my location. There's over 100,000 people without power right now in rural Pennsylvania, so be on the lookout for tornadoes if you live in Pennsylvania or upstate New York. This is extremely rare, guys. I can't remember ever there being such a strong tornado outbreak in March. Okay, this is something you would see in maybe May or June, but not in March. This is typically still a very wintry month. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So we have some major breaking news coming in from Russia. Russian forces have now started their first phase of tactical nuclear weapons drills in the southern military district. The exercises include obtaining and equipping Iskander missiles with special ammunition and covertly moving them to launch positions, arming the Kinzhal hypersonic missiles with nuclear warheads for air defense systems, conducting flights to designated patrol areas, and these exercises are using actual nuclear warheads, real nuclear weapons. So this is very, very serious, guys. Russia starting tactical nuclear weapons drills in the southern military district with Iskander missiles, Kinzhal hypersonic missiles, and some airplanes. Okay, so this could potentially be an exercise to strike Ukraine with nuclear weapons. Okay, and we have some very concerning imagery coming out of China. China is building these massive barges with bridges on them, and here you can see one of these pictures, and these barges are believed to be preparations for a beach landing on Taiwan. So you can see these three gigantic barges, and you can see this bridge here going over them. This is very, very concerning. Here's another picture up close. You can see that bridge there and the barges. So China is preparing to make beach landings on Taiwan. And the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer presented plans to send 10,000 peacekeeping troops into Ukraine at a high-level virtual summit in London yesterday. The summit, which included 29 international leaders, was organized by the UK with the purpose of creating a coalition of the willing that could secure Ukraine in the event of a peace deal with Russia. Starmer's proposed peacekeeping contingent would include around 10,000 troops, mostly provided by the UK and France. UK military sources told the Sunday Times 35 countries have agreed to supply the peacekeeping mission with weapons, logistics, and intelligence support. The peacekeeping mission will be a significant force with a significant number of countries providing troops and a much larger group contributing in other ways, a senior government source said. So this is very, very concerning, guys. The UK is moving ahead with a plan to send troops into Ukraine, and we know that Russia has said repeatedly over and over they will not accept European troops inside of Ukraine, and that this would basically be an act of war. And Zakharova, the foreign ministry spokeswoman, and Medvedev and Lavrov have also said the same thing, that this would be an act of war by NATO if they send troops into Ukraine for any reason, or even non-NATO troops, any kind of foreign troops in Ukraine. They would not accept it, and they would take all available means necessary to prevent that from happening. And yesterday there was a massive strike on Yemen conducted by the U.S. We're hearing that the death toll is up to 30 already, with some reports suggesting that several senior Houthi officials were killed in these massive strikes yesterday. Here you can see a picture of this massive kaboom here on the horizon in Yemen. We're hearing that dozens of strikes occurred with Tomahawk missiles from Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, and numerous F-18s targeted Houthis' missile and drone caches, radars and control systems, military bases, senior officials, and military infrastructure spreading over at least 6 regions in north and central Yemen. And these airstrikes also hit a Houthi-controlled Yemen oil company. And here we have a picture of this oil refinery that caught fire. Look at that, guys. That is absolutely insane. And here we have some footage from one of the destroyers launching Tomahawk land attack missiles at the Houthis, okay? And the Houthis vowed that they would respond to this. A Saudi official denied any involvement in the strikes. And a Houthi missile was launched towards Israel during these strikes. It's not confirmed yet if the missile was supposed to target Israel or someone else, but it is under investigation by the Israeli military right now. And we're hearing that Israeli aircraft were involved in these strikes, so it's possible that Israel participated in some of these aerial bombardments with their fighter jets, and Saudi Arabia apparently provided logistical support. And according to the Wall Street Journal, one of the 3 goals of these strikes in Yemen was to send a message to Iran that they could be next, and to show them what military capability could be deployed. And the other 2 goals were to hit Houthi missile launchers that were being moved towards the coast in preparation for new attacks on shipping, and to target Houthi leadership, which has now gone into hiding. And I want to remind you guys that Trump put out that executive order giving commanders the capability to launch strikes without permission from Trump, okay? And the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke yesterday on the phone with the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov shortly after these strikes. Secretary Rubio informed Russia of the U.S. military deterrence operations against the Houthis, and emphasized that continued Houthi attacks on the U.S. military and commercial shipping vessels in the Red Sea would not be tolerated. Secretary Rubio and Foreign Minister Lavrov also discussed next steps to follow up on recent meetings in Saudi Arabia, and agreed to continue working towards restoring communication between the U.S. and Russia. And interestingly, the UK sent a message to Yemen stating that the UK was not involved in these strikes on Yemen. So this is very interesting. The UK is not helping the US with these strikes on the Houthis. Apparently this was a unilateral American effort, okay? And North Korea's state media warned Sunday that any US military reinforcements in the event of a war would be wiped out, referencing the new F-35s that were sent to South Korea by the Trump administration. And here we have Mike Waltz on ABC today stating that all options are on the table when it comes to Iran and the possibility of striking Iran. I want you to listen to what he had to say.
Does that mean direct military action on Iran is possible?
Well, all options are always on the table with the president, but Iran needs to hear him loud and clear. It is completely unacceptable, and it will be stopped. The level of support that they've been providing the Houthis, just like they have Hezbollah, just like they have the militias in Iraq, Hamas, and others.
Does that mean direct military action on Iran is possible?
Well, all options are always on the table with the president.
All options are on the table. Wow. And there was a massive power outage yesterday. And this update was sponsored by NYPrepper Supply. Guys, NYPrepper Supply is doing a massive sale on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. They're selling their 3-month emergency food supply for just $600. So that's $100 off the normal price. And this is 3 months of food at 2,000 calories per day. Has a shelf life of up to 25 years. And all of this is packed into 6 rugged water-resistant buckets. And free shipping is included. And they're also offering a disaster replacement warranty. So if your food supply gets destroyed by a natural disaster, they'll replace it for you with no charge. And they also will provide you with free survival books and information, including a natural disaster field guide, a survival Bible digital copy. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $100 off the NYPrepper Supply 3-month emergency food supply. And the link is in the description below this video. And there's currently a massive power outage in Panama right now, a nationwide blackout. And what you're looking at here is video footage of some kind of a thermo power plant that exploded in Panama yesterday. And the cause of the explosion is yet to be determined, but the president of Panama is confirming that there is a nationwide blackout in Panama right now. This is very, very interesting, considering that just a few weeks ago, Trump was talking about taking back the Panama Canal from Panama. So we don't know what caused this yet, but this is very, very interesting. And also remember, Cuba is experiencing a nationwide blackout as well. And Lithuania is significantly expanding its defense industry to enhance national security, focusing on producing more ammunition, explosives, and drones, as well as increasing capacity for building and repairing heavy weaponry. The key initiatives include industrial production hubs for ammunition, explosives, drones, and maritime defense, a venture capital fund to finance the defense sector, establishing new military training zones. A Putin and Trump meeting is being prepared, says Putin's assistant Ushakov. It will be organized once the need arises. Contacts are currently ongoing at other levels. He also said that calls for a ceasefire in Ukraine are seen as an attempt to give the Ukrainian army time to rearm. He stated that Russia has expressed its concerns about this to the U.S. Okay, so Ushakov, Putin's assistant, is saying that the ceasefire will give Ukraine time to rearm and that there's currently no meeting scheduled between Putin and Trump, and that contacts are currently ongoing at other levels. And there were some massive protests in Serbia, in the capital of Belgrade. Here you can see aerial footage of all of these protesters in downtown Belgrade. This is absolutely insane. Millions of people are demanding that the Serbian president, Alexander Vučić, step down. He's been in power since 2012, and he is kind of more pro-Putin and pro-Russia. And Vucic claimed that the protests were being organized and planned by Western intelligence, and that the protesters were trying to start a civil war and to carry out attacks on authorities. And Azerbaijan said that Armenian troops opened fire on their soldiers this morning, just several days after both sides agreed to a peace deal. And Trump announced that General Keith Kellogg will become just the special envoy to Ukraine and not Ukraine and Russia like he originally was. He wrote this on Truth Social. He said, General Kellogg, a highly respected military expert, will deal directly with President Zelensky and Ukrainian leadership. He knows them well, and they have a very good working relationship. And the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, does not rule out the possibility of supplying additional Mirage 2000 fighter jets to Ukraine, including via third-party countries. During a call with Macron, Zelensky requested long-range missiles and drones, with their delivery currently under review. And Trump disbanded the Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, a U.S. government media agency heavily used during the Cold War to broadcast to people behind the Iron Curtain, and it was considered instrumental in the collapse of the USSR. And the newly appointed Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, is reviewing the country's $13 billion deal for 88 American F-35 fighter jets signed in 2023. Canada may opt for European alternatives like the Eurofighter Typhoon, the Rafale, or Gripens. And this is coming right after Portugal canceled their deal with the U.S. to buy several F-35s. And this is all in response to Trump's stance on Ukraine and NATO. And last night, Ukraine shot down 47 out of 90 Russian drones. And this week, the Russians launched over 1,020 drones and almost 1,300 guided aerial bombs and more than 10 missiles of various types at Ukraine. Okay, so Russia is still pounding Ukraine. And Japan's new long-range missile puts China and North Korea within striking range. Japan is considering deploying upgraded Type 12 land-to-ship missiles on Kyushu to boost security in the Ryukyu Arc near Taiwan. The missile has a range of 1,000 kilometers. So guys, I'm going to continue to monitor the situation. It looks like the Trump administration is not done with their military activities in the Middle East. It looks like they were just trying to send a message to Iran by striking the Houthis first. And Russia's doing tactical nuclear weapons drills right now with Kinzhal hypersonic missiles and their bombers and also Iskanders. These are all the same platforms they use to strike Ukraine now conventionally. Okay, so they're literally equipping these forces with real nuclear warheads. So this could be considered a deployment even, okay, disguised as an exercise. And make sure you follow me on Telegram, Twitter, and also check out my Patreon. The link is in the description below this video. For $3 a month, you get priority access to my updates without any advertisements. So check out patreon.com/NYPrepper. Also download my free app in the Google Play Store. It lets me notify you when things are going on and also when I post these updates and when I go live. But I will be back tomorrow or tonight with another update. So make sure you're subscribed as well, and make sure you have all your notifications turned on. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by EMP Shield. Guys, EMP Shield has created a special discount just for you, the listeners of the NYPrepper channel. If you go to empshield.com and use the promo code NYPrepper, you can get 15% off your entire order. And why do you need an EMP Shield? Well, this is a special device to protect your vehicle, your RV, your solar generators, your radios from an electromagnetic pulse, which could be caused by a solar flare or potentially a rogue country like North Korea detonating an electromagnetic pulse weapon over the United States that's mounted onto a satellite. So protect your vehicles, protect your RV, protect your radios, protect your generators with an EMP Shield. Use my promo code NYPrepper to get 15% off. Installation is super simple. This is a veteran-owned business, 100% American-made, and the EMP Shields have been tested by the military, okay? And free shipping is included to the entire continental United States. And the link and the promo code are in the description below this video.